Let me introduce who we have with us today. To my left, I have Michael Copey, who's from the Governor's Office of Emergency Management. To my right, Kevin Wisely, who is from the Office of Emergency Services also. State Police, we have Captain Teppo. We have Sam Zhao from the Department of Transportation. He's the Assistant Commissioner. Pat Barnes, who's the Capital Region DOT Director. We also have Chris DeBolt, who is the Washington County Administrator. Susanna Slater from DOT and Megan Baker from DOT. And we have a number of other DOT professionals who are with us today. We're here to talk about a snow event. Snow is nothing new in the North Country, as we know. This snow event is going to be a little different. The duration of the snow event is going to be longer than usual and could make situations more complicated. We're looking at about 3 days of significant and steady snowfall. In the North Country, over the 3 days, we're looking for a lake effect that could drop approximately 20 inches of snow. That's a significant amount of snow. The good news is it's over 3 days. So if we keep up with it, it should be manageable. But 20 inches of snow is nothing to be underestimated. We're looking at about the same in the Chautauqua Ridge area. Syracuse, over 3 days, we're looking at about 8 inches, and that will be manageable again if we stay on top of it. Finger Lakes, Mohawk Valley, also about 8 inches of snow. So as you can see from the forecast, it's a wide geographic area that we have to cover. You have the Tug Hill Plateau, obviously, which is going to be of special concern. But then it is an incident that will cover the entire North Country, Finger Lakes, Mohawk Valley, etc. So it is going to be challenging. We've already had 81 automobile accidents since the snow started. Luckily, none of them serious, but people who are getting in their cars should exercise caution. I know everyone's familiar with the snow in this part of the state, but again, the snow, the icing, it's going to be cold. It's a dangerous combination. We have other equipment that we are ready to deploy to these areas if we need to. We have equipment on standby from other parts of the state. Capital District Region South, we're not expecting significant snowfall. New York City area, Long Island, and what we have worked very hard at doing over the years is having a more mobile response capacity. In the old days, the North Country had the number of trucks they had. Whatever happened, that's what you had. We've changed that method of operation, where we've added equipment across the state, and we've made the equipment more mobile, so we can adjust with the weather patterns as they develop. So that equipment is on standby. Drivers are on standby. We've asked the National Guard to be on the ready. If things get worse than expected, we could also deploy National Guard personnel. These are projections of snowfall. As we know, sometimes the reality is different than the projections. I made a terrible mistake once. One of the terrible mistakes I've made while I've been governor, where I suggested that the weather forecast was wrong. I was barraged by weather people from all across the United States for suggesting that the weather forecast was wrong. I will not make that mistake again. But let me say this. These projections are estimates, and the weather forecasters do their best they can with the estimates. However, weather patterns change, and if a weather pattern changes, then the reality changes. We're talking about 3 days. That's a relatively long period of time. You could see a change in the weather. And then 20 inches of snow, which is serious in and of itself, could become more. And we've seen that many more times than I care to remember. We've seen the projections much different from the reality. So our motto is prepare for the worst, hope for the best. That's exactly what we're doing. I'd also like the officials in local governments, you know what roads are problematic, you know what drainage areas are problematic, you know what streams are problematic. If you're going to need help, please tell us sooner rather than later. It gets frustrating when you get into the heart of a storm and then the phone starts to ring and local officials say, I need help here or I need help there. So for local officials, act sooner rather than later. If you need help, tell us now before we have a really significant snowfall. We have the resources. We can get you the resources. We can get you the help you need, but we need to know sooner. And again, everybody has a responsibility in these situations. Drivers have a responsibility. If you see the snow is getting heavy, play it safe. Don't go out. If you go out and you get stuck, you just make more work for everyone. And then we have to send emergency personnel out to put themselves in a dangerous situation to help motorists. So this team of professionals, I believe, is the best in the country. They're trained, they have more experience than they care to remember. They have the right equipment, but we don't want to put them in a situation where they have to endanger themselves. Same with the New York State Police. We have 550 troopers on duty. They stand ready to help, but again, let us help the emergency responders do their job. If you don't need to be on the road and the snow is heavy, please don't. If you're a local official, you think you're going to need help, let us know today before the snowfall really starts.